Well, hello, Sagittarius. Hello. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel. Sagittarius, we're going to go ahead and get started with your reading. And this is going to be your love reading. I know you guys already had your general reading. So today we're going to be doing a love reading. And what I'm going to do, usually I don't like to do oracles in the beginning part of the reading, but I am going to pull one oracle card to see what your theme is. I am going to do that. Let me grab it. I thought I had it up here and I did not. Let me grab your oracle cards here. And we're going to get into the reading. So let's see what's coming out here for Sagittarius and love. I'm only going to pull one card. I may pull some later. But in the beginning of this, I'm only going to pull one. This is for Sagittarius. Let's see what's coming out here for Sag. Let's see what's happening with you, Sag. Now watch, you guys. I end up pulling more than one. Let me see. All right. So here it says, knowing the path, aligning your purpose, accepting your story, and you are right on track. This is really good to see. There's a lot of different things that could be happening here. Knowing your path is like, are you in the direction that you want to go into? Are you aligning your purpose? Meaning, are you in alignment with how you want your relationships to be? Accepting that some people are not going to go down that path with you. And it says you are on the right track. So we're going to get back to this. But I do believe that this is acceptance card. This is like an inner knowing about you. And this says it all kind of a little bit here because you have foolish at the bottom of the deck, which says foolish choices, carelessness, not serious, playing games and tricks. This is interesting because it's like, are you aligning your purpose with what you want as far as relationships? And a lot of you guys are going to have to accept the fact that you are dealing with someone who's playing games, okay? So let's go ahead. Let's get into your reading. We're going to pull those cards back over in a minute. And these are going to be cards that I am going to be clarifying here for you, Sagittarius. So I'm going to use this deck as the main cards, and then I'm going to be pulling some clarification cards. So this is for Sag. Let's see what comes out here for you, Sag. First card, Sagittarius. First card that's coming out here for you is the Strength card. Now, you could be dealing with a Leo, but the first card, like I said, we are going to go ahead and clarify it, but the first card here is like some of you guys there's a struggle with you being able to move forward. Now, this could be emotionally. This doesn't have to be anything that you guys are feeling or like experiencing with moving on from a person physically. It could, right? But it also means that for some of you guys, you're having a hard time being able to let go. Okay? There's a lot of vulnerability. Now, I'm only saying this based on the Strength card, okay? And a lot of you guys are, maybe afraid of the new beginning. That's crazy because this card actually says it, right? It talks about accepting your story, on the right track. But you will, but I feel like there's been some resistance here. Part of that Strength card is making me feel like there's some resistance. Well, let's see if that's true. Let's go ahead. Let's clarify that Strength card here for Sagittarius. Sagittarius, I haven't done a reading like this in so long. I haven't done a reading like this in forever. So let's see. It looks like you're healing. First card coming out here is the Empress. Now, I'm going to say this. Some of you are dealing with a Taurus. Some of you guys are dealing with a Pisces and a Leo. Okay, I'm just going to say the cards that I see. A lot of you guys be wanting to know, but I don't do based on the signs because it relates to everybody. Why has there been some type of resistance? The Strength card is saying that you have to be strong enough to move forward, like I said before. And you have been resisting that. But the Empress is like, oh, I know my worth. But I think that you guys have been having a hard time actually seeing what your value was. Like there's some type of mental clarity that you're getting at this point. Maybe not really trusting your intuition. Like, am I doing the right thing? Like me actually leaving this person, like, is this something that I really want to do? Is this right for me to do? That's what I'm saying here. Because a lot of you guys have been in some kind of, and I always say this, either a delusion or illusion about someone. Now, this could be someone that you have kids with, of course. I'm not going to say marriage. I don't really, this is not really a marriage reading just based off of what I see. Of course, you guys may have had some type of problems and issues in that, but you weren't loved on right. The Empress card is a nurturing card. You needed to feel nurtured, and I think that's what was missing. You kept a lot inside. There was a lot that you were holding inside. There was these secret feelings that you wanted to express to your person, and I don't think that you were able to express it. And if you did express it, they didn't reciprocate it. So the Strength card is almost like not forcing you. Not forcing you. It's like you are starting to see you're being strong enough to move forward. But if this was an arm wrestle, you will lose. So now you need to be able to, regain your strength and be able to move forward. You need to see the value in yourself, that you are beautiful, that you are valuable, right? That you can bring something to someone that they will just appreciate you. And I just don't think that that's what you have been getting. Okay. So I feel like there's still, some of you guys have already left just based on that knowing the path card. Some of you guys have already left. Some of you guys are building up the strength to actually leave, but it's going to take a long time before you actually before you're really in that place that you're comfortable that you did leave, because that's what the Empress card is about, comfortability. It's going to take you a second before you're fully comfortable with the fact that you actually left this person. Okay. And we're going to move on to your second card. We're going to see what's going to come out here for you, Sagittarius. This is for Sagittarius. Second card, please. Look at this. Everything talks about what? Leaving. There's some naivety here. And I feel like part of it has something to do with the fact that you believed what the person said. You believe their story. Okay. If they told you that they want to be with you, and they had you had all these delays, and there was a lot of, broken promises. That it was a lot of that, and you guys accepted that, and now they have soured it. It's being soured. There's something about the connection that has soured you. And I feel like you have no other choice but to move forward. You were dealing with someone who was very, and I don't want to say that was emotionally immature, because it's like, maybe that's the mirror between you and them. You were expecting very little and they only had a little bit to give. Now, I get it. You may be like, well, that's not true. I wasn't expecting anything little from them, but you were. Because you know that this person couldn't give you what you really desired and wanted. It was like, even if this person had feelings for you, they only gave you so much. They always had you craving for more. And it turned sour because there's this energy of negativity that's kind of like looming around this connection, because you weren't loved on. So if you're not being loved on properly, that means that the person is either A, not capable of loving you, or they didn't do it on purpose. And again, it goes back to that card where it says you have to accept something. Now I'm going to go ahead and clarify that Eight of Cups. We're going to see what's going to come out here for you, Sagittarius. Let's clarify it. Let's clarify the Eight of Cups, and we're going to see why that came out here for Sagittarius. Clarify the Eight of Cups. Clarify the Eight of Cups. Thank you. It's always because the card has to be turned a certain way. What did it say? Someone wasn't being honest. Now again, unspoken feelings, unspoken truth. Like the person is, maybe someone here wants to say, well, you know what? I'm not with you. I don't want to be with you because I know that you're not going to give me the type of love that I really want to give. And see, part of that Seven of Swords is you too, because again, this is you turning a blind eye, right? And this is them avoiding. This is what the avoidance card looks like. You see, we're trying to clarify why it was soured to begin with. What made this connection go rotten? A lot of miscommunication, the way that someone talks, again, it could be the way that you guys communicate with each other. One minute it's sweet and it's romantic, and the next minute you guys are arguing and there's a lot of bitter, broken words, name calling. It could have been that too, right? But it comes to the heart of the matter that someone was not being truthful. And this is why I said, now, is this naivety? Were you guys avoiding, again, remember it says accepting the truth, or were you not seeing the truth for what it really is? Now here with the Seven of Swords, it says the record is being straightened. Someone is coming clean about something. Now, this could happen in many ways. Someone can get upset. Baby, I'm going to tell you the truth. Now, they wouldn't have told you the truth had you not made them upset. Now, someone is like, oh, I'm going to say it. Because, again, it doesn't have to be someone saying it because they love you and they want the best for you. That can very well happen, right? Someone is just like, listen, Sag, I need to talk to you. They sit you down. They need to talk to you. I got to tell you something, right? And you know something is off because they weren't loving on you properly. We just talked about that. So now they're going to tell you why. They're going to tell you why you weren't loved on properly. They're going to tell you why they don't think that, why this isn't working, because you're walking away. Now, this can happen with anger and fighting and fussing. Because I want to pull one more card. I want to see what made someone say something. Okay? I want to know what made someone say something here. Let me check and see, because I see somebody is in knots, or will be. Someone is going to be hurting when somebody walk away here. Let's go ahead. Let's see what happened. I don't think that it's over for some of you. I feel like this, you guys, right now it looks like you may release it for right now. It's you're supposed to, it's destined for you to release it right now. Maybe if someone needs to mature up or something like that. But I definitely see, someone just wasn't being truthful. They may have found somebody else, y'all. You always see the Seven of Swords is like, like someone was being sneaky, someone was being honest, that type of thing, right? Coming clean or being found out. Being like finding something out. I know now. Okay, so there's someone else. Or someone is just basically saying, I'm moving forward, I'm moving on. Or it could be just like what this says, that someone is not learning from the past. Because again, remember I said, is it naivety or immaturity? Because if you're not being loved on properly, that means you are feeling neglected. And somebody is ready to take the next train to Georgia. They're ready to get up out of here. Okay, and that's what's happening. And I feel like this is something that you guys are going to face. Some of you guys have already faced the actual feeling of feeling neglected. But I think that if you guys talk again, if you guys communicate again, I think the conversation is going to be more so like, okay, this is what happened. Yes, this has happened. Yes, I did this. Yes, someone did this. Yes, there was another person. They're going to come clean. And eventually, I'm going to be honest with you. Even if you have a conversation with this person, I see you guys moving forward. I feel like someone is going to move forward because they are not, under no circumstances, going to be able to trust the other person. Someone is going to be moving forward because even if it's not another person, someone is always sabotaging it. Okay, well, you don't do this. I don't know if you love me. This person doesn't have to be even cheating, but you don't know, if the person loves you because they don't express it, okay? Or there's this behavior pattern that they got that really irks you. So it is something here, and I see that there is going to be someone that's going to leave. Plain and simple. Because it doesn't always have to be cheating. It's not. I had to throw that up in there because, of course, that happens. But I feel like it's more than that. I feel like, someone is lacking ambition. Someone is not, you have conversations with this person, but they're not learning from what you guys discussed. Hey, we just talked about this the other day. Why are you still doing that? Are you committed? No, they're not committed to what they say. Remember when I talked about before how someone has, they have broken promises. They have all these dreams and they're feeding it to you, but they're not able to really give that to you the proper way. So again, accepting this person for who they are, accepting this story, and you walking away is you getting into alignment of what you want as far as romantically. And what does that mean? You're walking away from this storyline and getting back on track to meeting the person that you're supposed to be with. That's what this is basically telling you. And look at how you feel. This is not going to be easy for you. We talked about that earlier here with, that strength card, which talks about that struggle, and you guys are going to separate. And it's not going to be easy. This is not going to be an easy situation. I don't see it. Some of you guys may not be able to sleep. Some of you guys, may wake up in the middle of the night, maybe not sleep through the whole night, but constantly in your head, this seems more so like anxiety that you're having. Oh my God, I can't believe that it didn't work. Oh my God, that I can't, especially if you're married. Oh my God. I saw the marriage energy a long time ago. Like I already knew that was pretty much, like if you guys have been in a committed relationship, I'm talking about something that's been like, you got kids together, you live in the same place, you guys been together for some years. Oh yeah, somebody really effed up. Because this does feel like there's no reconciling this. We can't reconcile this. Somebody else could have, they could have stepped out and it was a baby that was involved. Okay, it was something like that. Like it's a lot of different things. But remember, it was behaviors that really showed you because, again, you didn't feel loved on. You did not feel loved. Now, I'm going to go ahead and clarify this Nine of Swords. I want to see what's going to come out here for Sagittarius. Let's see what comes out here for Sag. Clarify the Nine of Swords. You had two that came out. Oh, yeah, some of you guys, this is definitely a committed relationship. That Nine of Swords is saying that some of you guys are at this place where you are, suffering in some way, suffering from loneliness. You're so, you have this anxiety to the point where you are feeling isolated. You don't want to go out with people. Some of you guys in general are already antisocial and this was your main person. So like this person being gone or this person not being in your life is really making you feel out of sorts. You feel powerless to change the situation. But I feel like part of this Hierophant is saying that your values was misaligned. Because everything that came before it talks about confessions, someone, coming clean, you finding out something, okay? And it just completely broke something apart, completely broke a connection apart here. Let's go ahead. Let's get one more for the Nine of Swords. This is for Sagittarius, please. Card coming out. Ooh, King of Swords. Ooh, this is brutal. This is brutal. Some of you guys can be dealing with a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Taurus is coming out again really heavy here. Virgo, like I said, Leo. Some of you guys are dealing with someone at work and it has nothing to do with anybody from your past. I do feel like for the single people, this feels like you're talking to someone at work, but I feel like the person that you're talking to at work could be either separated from their person, like they were in a relationship. It looks like they were in a relationship or they're in a relationship, but they could be separating from someone. This looks like it's somebody that you work with. And if you don't work with this person, this is just somebody that you guys have been dealing with and you're waiting for some type of, separation. Because it does look like that. Because whoever this person is, I can see them coming in. And if they told you that they weren't happy, and I'm saying it's only today on this particular reading. I'm not saying that this is going to be for everybody, right? I'm not saying that. because some people do lie. But in this particular reading, there is someone who isn't necessarily happy, and it's not the best though, because this feels like you have a card here that is a rebound. And even if they've been dealing with you for years, and they're in their marriage or their connection with the person that they were with, and they were only with them because they had children, that type of stuff, even if they're not happy, the problem here is that, you know, they're still going to be carrying that baggage with them even if they leave. So it's not, you're not going to be getting a person who has a clean slate. You still have to deal with the fact that the person that they failed. So this doesn't really look good if you're waiting for someone. If you're waiting for someone to get out of connection and they finally get out of it, I still see some problematic energy here. I'm just going to tell you, okay? But for those who are single, you definitely have a lot of different people. I see different people that's going to come up in here for you. I do see that. One person in general, like I said, you could be someone besides, you know, you dealing with someone at work who has another person. But it looks like you could be meeting someone through your job. Some of this is through school. I also see that there could be someone that lives in your neighborhood, okay? And I'm not talking about in your city, but it looks like someone could live in your neighborhood or live pretty close by to you based off of what I'm seeing here. That King of Swords is interesting because the King of Swords let me know that whoever you were dealing with, the way that they stopped talking to you was pretty nasty, pretty cold. The way that they talked to you was pretty sarcastic, kind of harsh, belittling. And I think, like I said before, remember I said when you are in connections with people and when you do get in an argument, it seems like the truth really comes out. That's how this works, because again, we saw the truth coming out early in a reading, and the more that we pull, it seems like it's coming out due to some type of argument, due to, like, you know that this is overdone with. Now I want to tell you the truth. I want to tell you exactly how I feel. And what they say is pretty disgusting. Okay? Pretty disgusting, pretty nasty. Yeah. Okay. This person is very stubborn from what I'm seeing. Like I feel like there's, you know, one of you guys are more so lenient and you're trying to understand this person. You're trying to get them to understand you, but this person kind of has a it's my way or the highway kind of thing. Let's see. Last one. Interesting. We just talked about this, right? About telling the truth. That is crazy. The eventuality here is that you guys are going to be walking away from someone. Be careful with this person there, because it seems like you guys are walking away from somebody, and there's somebody from your past that you haven't talked to in a while that may re-enter, or you guys may talk to them. You know how sometimes when you know that you're kind of free, then all of a sudden you start to take interest in people who've been interested in you, because it's just like, how does this person show up? Like, how does this person just kind of show up like boom, right out of the blue, soon as you try to walk away? Soon as you walk away from your person, this person comes, which is very odd, because it's like, have they always been there? And this kind of feels like this person was always interested in you. Okay, it's either a Virgo or a Leo. It seems like this person was always interested in you, but you know, you were in a relationship or a connection or something like that, and that's the only reason why I didn't go any further. But I do see that this person comes in too quick, which is just really weird to me. So it's like somebody, it's almost like it could be friends, but this feels like you were with this person in the past, but this could have been like a year ago or so, or something like that. So it's funny because I do see another person, not that you were the one that cheated, because you could have been, but I do see if you're just someone who is just like coming out of something, or even if you're single, you have different options here, but there is one person in particular that you know, but they look like they've been gone for a while. So it's like, you may not have known this person, you haven't talked to this person in like 1-2 years, okay, maybe some months, but it looks like it has been a while, you know, since you've talked to them. All right. Yeah, and I love the fact that it says you're accepting this because, again, I keep getting the same story that whoever you were dealing with was very much so self-absorbed. It was all about me, 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 me. You know, it was all about them. And it seems like you were like sacrificing a lot, trying to make things perfect, trying to balance out the connection, but you were just, it wasn't enough. Okay, just based off of what I see, I don't see where it was enough to make this work without you sacrificing your integrity. Okay. Now, because I'm finished with the tarot, I'm going to go ahead and pull, because I only pulled one oracle in the beginning of this, which talked about acceptance, which that's most likely going to be the reading. You know, you're going to have to accept these people for who they are. And this is even if someone from the past come back up in here and you know damn well that they're not going to change. That includes them too, right? But all of this includes people who are not on what? They are not aligned. What's the purpose of this relationship? Like when you go into it, you ask yourself, if you don't ask the person, what is the purpose of this connection? What's the purpose of this, right? And if it says aligning with, if they do or don't, that's going to be your answer. That's how this is going to work. Either they align with you or they don't align with you. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's get 2 cards. Broken promises. Third party. Crazy. I did this on camera. This was literally one of the things that I said. Unreliable. The 7 of Swords came out and literally said what earlier? It talked about trust issues anyway. Sneaking around, trying to be slick, right? Oh no, you can't come back from this. And that's what a lot of you guys are understanding. Because remember, we talked about something was spoiling, something was rotten. You're not going to eat rotten fruit. There's nothing that you can do to bring back life to that fruit. And so for a lot of you, you're like, I just can't. This is just not going to be able to work. We're not going to be able to make this work. But I don't want you going into new connections with that type of baggage, because that's what I fear. Because in the beginning part of the reading, we talked about that. We talked about, what did we say? I think we said that it's like you don't really have the ability to move on. There was some resistance with you being able to like fully move on, because even if the person wasn't there, even physically, it was emotionally there. We talked about that in the beginning of the reading. So the person physically isn't even around, but you guys are having a hard time actually letting them go. Emotionally, spiritually, having a hard time letting them go. Okay? Let's get your last one here. This is for Sagittarius. Sagittarius, if you guys got Virgo in your chart, I will be doing Virgo next. Let's get it. I don't know if for some reason they want me to pull 2. I'll do it. All right, I'll do it. Karmic connection. Oh, what is this? I ain't gonna show you. Oh, damn. Oh my gosh. Well, dang. Let's do one at a time. This is crazy, full of turbulence. We literally talked about this. This is crazy. We talked about it. We said that this person was acting like they weren't giving you. They were giving you just a little bit. You were wondering, why isn't this working? Why am I sacrificing myself? Why does it seem like I'm always the one that's trying to create balance in this relationship, and they're not. They say that they love me. Yeah, they could actually have feelings, but they were only concerned about themselves, which would go back to what we were saying, the me-ism. Here to teach you a lesson, but not necessarily a lesson that, you're supposed to be living with forever. And so it literally says that this type of connection that you guys were in was very turbulent. I love that word because you guys already know I use it all the time. Here it says a past life unresolved issue or relationships that are very unsustainable. And a lot of you, that's your pattern. That's what you've been attracting, which again, your theme was what? Aligning with your purpose. What is the purpose of this relationship? That's what you do when you actually want a real connection. You don't do one of those things and we'll just see how it goes. We'll just see how it goes. We'll just see how it works, because then you can end up, you playing yourself. Remember the Fool in the beginning part of this reading? Remember the Fool card? Not the Fool card, but the card, that Oracle card that came out at the bottom, where it says a full-blown fool. That's what you will be if you don't go in there with a purpose. Okay? You're going to end up being hurt because that's what this card is basically about. This is a cactus. This is a heart. Okay? That has been stabbed plenty of times. Okay? Hurt plenty of times. But it may be hard for you to let them go. And I think I said it early in the reading. I think I said it. I said it early in the reading that this is one of those things that it may be just really, 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 really difficult for you to accept. Some of you guys, I said you're going to be antisocial. You don't feel like getting up, going out, this type of stuff. Same thing. Because the way that she just looks devastated. And I'm not saying that you guys are going to be drinking or anything like that. But I mean, you could, right? But it's just the energy of what the reality is and some of what you guys are going to be facing in the future when it comes down to this love connection. It's not something that you want to accept, but you will be accepting it. And the universe actually said in the beginning part of the reading that you will be on the right track. You're not going the wrong way. Because let me show you what was at the bottom of the deck. That's right. You see how good God is, right? It started off like this. You are right on track for what? Once you align to your purpose and accept the story that you have been accepting, then this will come. Now, some of you guys don't care about a wedding. We talked about real commitment, though. We're talking about a connection where you and this person are committed towards each other because you have been in a connection all the time, obviously, constantly, where it has been an uncommitted relationship. It hasn't been anything serious at all. But there's this heavy codependency that you guys have had on each other for a very long time. And now the universe is trying to break that cycle here. So this is what I have for you here, Sagittarius. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel. And again, if you guys are new, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Comment. If you guys have Virgo in your chart, as soon as I pull these cards up, I'm going to get them together. And then we're going to be doing Virgo in a second. All right. Love you guys. I'll see you guys back here again real soon. Bye, guys.